Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GBYWN Australia podcast. I am your host, as per usual, 12-time heavyweight champion, Aston Crude. Yeah, I booked 10 of them. So what? So fucking what? Doesn't matter. Still 12 times heavyweight champion. That's sick.
That's so sick.
It is.
The man.
And I'm back here with my boy, Daredevil Brian Lowe. How you going, mate?
Yo, what's going on?
And Marcus Cones-Jones.
How are we doing?
Whose contribution so far has been a few comments here and there and booming, loud, deep laughter.
And rolling darts. He's rolling darts.
And he's rolling darts and he's
the beer man.
getting
He's
beers.
It's
And
sick. It's
unfortunately, the guys didn't bring that much for themselves. So if you guys need to delve into my supply, you may.
Thank you, Carl.
It might happen.
Much appreciated.
I've only done everything for you in your career, so I mean,
I'll just leave now, right? You've got the rest of it, eh? You'll just cover the rest of
it.
Cunt.
Yeah. All right. A few free beers, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Took him at the reunion party. I'll take him now.
Just fucking around, boys. Low, first question. We're getting to WZWA now, motherfucker.
Whoa.
How did you hear about WZWA? Because I have no idea how that even... Because you and Tim were the first ones that went there.
Well, didn't Dan hear about it first and he posted about it in the group?
The trampoline, the trampoline fed. And
So Dan was like, yo, here it is. And then I think Tim was like, we're going there. Like, instantly
we're
was
going
just
there,
like...
we're doing it. It's my chance to get a win.
And he did. He gets a win there.
Finally.
Does he beat Jack?
No.
He only beats me?
He only beat you, but we'll get
Because
to
I was that nice. How nice am I? But anyways. No.
He lost to, you guys, they had two shows, which was like it was called WZWA Backyard Wrestling 1 and WZWA Backyard Wrestling 2. Both shows only had like 3 matches.
That was
so
so
they weren't full
There was Hard
shows.
Time as well.
But Hard Time was the first actual show.
I feel like we recorded all these on the same day.
Oh, maybe.
We must have. Because I didn't...
But maybe not, I don't know, because you guys weren't on those first 2 episodes.
Oh, no, we weren't? Okay,
No.
never mind.
But anyway, Tim obviously heard through
So
Dan.
something happened in the thread, we heard about it, and then, we ended up going to it. I remember I wore fresh shoes again, and I wore white, and I didn't realise Jack had dirt all around. Like, stupid teenage me, like, yeah, I'll wear my fresh white kicks, it'll look sick. They were, like, brown by the end. Still to this day are ruined.
They do call them your Monet shoes now.
Suck a fucking dick, Monet.
Yeah, you brown cunt.
Yeah, you
Fucking
fucking
smelly
motherfucker.
Coon, you're a fucking
You dirty
Actual
fucking
coon.
You
Actual
dirty
coon.
coon.
Surely there's like...
Half a coon.
As black as it gets. Love you, Monet.
No.
What do you get when you
Fuck
cross,
your laptop,
what do you
motherfucker.
get when you cross a caterpillar with Luke Monet? A cocoon.
I love your Snapchats, and it's just Luke Monet's a coon. He's a fucking coon, and I'm like,
Fucking coon.
Just before you start this, Carl, can I please bring up how amazing your post of the description of the WZWA fed? Oh,
that is the best thing
How
ever.
good is that shit?
It's the best thing
me and
ever.
Daniel have read that 3 or 4 times down every time. We fucking...
I can't
As I
read it
as
to-
I get towards the end, I'm like starting to tear up.
Brown dick.
And I
dog
wrote
stick.
it.
It's fucking amazing.
I remember
man.
first time I read it to Marcus, I couldn't contain myself to read it to
both
him. I could not
crying.
read the whole thing like in a go. It was like
Did it to your
it was like
missus.
sentence, crying, sentence, crying, sentence, crying. I read it to my missus, and she's like,
She doesn't get it.
Greatest story.
"I'm reading it." Blah blah blah. Ha ha ha.
He's laughing hard in between.
Ready? Hear this bit, right? Blah 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 blah. And she's like, and I'm like, you don't find
Oh
it
my
funny,
god,
do you?
I'm dating this fuckhead.
Literally.
Honestly,
She literally was like, "How is he finding this shit
the
funny?"
description of the WZWA group was a serious description.
It
on
was.
stage, and then
was so
every few months I'd add something stupid, immature. Dan Zeppelin's white arsehole or whatever it is, and all that stuff.
That
And then
last
every
one
now and then I
was
just add more and
blah,
more,
blah, blah.
more and more, and now it's just become this.
It's
big
just
thing.
retarded as
Yeah.
fuck.
It's amazing.
Anyway, back to where we
Yeah,
were.
where were we?
So
we heard about
it through
D-
Dan,
yeah,
and
so-
then Tim was jumping on it straight away.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Which is, I guess you guys probably wanted to, as you said before, you want to wrestle more.
yeah,
Why
I
aren't
think
we doing this
think-
more?
I think that's probably what it was, and I was keen. I was like, "Yep, fucking oath, I'll go there."
Yeah,
and
I'll
like,
do trampoline stuff.
to be honest-
you hadn't done trampoline stuff yet.
trampoline with the ropes around was actually cool as fuck. I saw the trampoline and I was like, that's so sick. Like, that's actually hell cool.
That's XEW back in the day, where the trampoline in the ground with the posts. It was a lot smaller than what Jack's was, but we still did it.
Oh yeah, fucking oath. And like, I don't know, I saw that and I was like, that's so cool. You know, how they're running the ropes and shit. And I'm like, that's crazy, you know? Like, so I think that was a big thing for me. I was like, yep, keen. But yeah, so Dan, I'm pretty sure it was Dan who found WZWA.
Dan seemed to fucking be on the pulse of everything. He'd meet cunts at fucking EPW shows, and suddenly they're on the roster. Yep. And
he was really good at recruiting people, eh?
Yeah, I don't know if WZWA, I can't remember. I've interviewed all the guys, and I'm sure I know the story, but I can't remember. They somehow connected on YouTube somehow.
Yeah, I feel like Jack maybe messaged Dan, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like that might have been what it is.
Tim's like, we're going there.
Tim was
I'm picking up my first win.
Because WZWA was you decide the winner in the match.
Yeah, that's what it was like when I did ORWF at the park when I was 12. You just decide who wins as the match is going on.
As the match was going on.
What did you think of the guys when you first met them? Like, the first day that you're there, you know,
I always remember...
It's always kind of awkward when you do that.
For sure. But, like, it was good because me, Jack, Chris, and Jacob were all the same age. Tim was a little older, but he was still close too. So we just instantly clicked off that. You know,
you must have been excited. Oh, finally people of my age.
Fuck, man. Like,
now
it
I can have
was.
a conversation with these people.
How shit school? Not like, you know, how was school when you used to go? Like, you know, like different questions, you know? But, no, I always remember from day one, me and Jacob did hit it off. Like, I know for a fact, I'm not going to bullshit and be like, oh yeah, we were like best mates. Like, because we weren't. Like, we fucking were like, whatever. But Jacob, me and him just hit it off, hey, from day one.
Sick cunt.
Fucking oath. Jacob is a mad cunt.
It's hell easy to be friends with.
Hell easy to be friends with. That's why me and him became such good friends.
He's got a fat hog that he's got in his pants there.
Honestly, I knew it was there.
I haven't
from
even
day
seen
one.
it, but I've caught a whiff.
I remember
just by being near and going.
It smells like pussy.
Like a nice big fat hog.
It honestly just constantly stinks of like fucking pussy. Wet tang, like
pussy.
Fresh wet tang, just constantly on his dick.
Wet tang. Anyway.
He has ranger pubes.
What did you think of Rex? What did you...
I remember he showed me one day, and I was like, you got ranger pubes? He's like, no, they're just like brown. And I was like, no, they're ranger, bro. He's like, fuck off. I was like, who has brown? Mine are black as fuck. Like, I have blonde hair. What's wrong with yours? Instantly was concerned about his pubes.
Alright, back to where we're... Well, I don't know where we're... Okay, I want to ask you, what did you think of Chris? I mean, come on. He's a hard guy to get along with. When you first
I love you, Chris.
So
I really do. Like, I love you. Day one.
Back then, he's just so confrontational.
He was very like. It was just a little. Yeah. It was.
This is before I met him, so I'm sure he's worse then.
I don't know. I think he was good. Like, I got along with him, but he was very much like he felt he was very much the best there, like at WZWA, obviously, like because that's all they had, you know. But like. And fair enough, like, he was good. Fucking oath. Chris is amazing. He fucking oath. I've through all the WZWA, every single, pretty much not...
You watch the trampoline era of WZWA on YouTube, you can quite clearly see Chris knows the mechanics of what he's doing.
Chris has a fucking idea of what he's doing, that's for sure. Yeah. And I had my first match against Chris, I think.
Yeah. Don't skip out of the timeline, card.
Apologies. So... Thoughts on Chris, yeah, like, I guess he was probably a little confrontational, not like confrontational as in like, what are you fucking doing, you can't, like, more so like, you know, oh, I do this and this is gonna happen, you know? Whatever, it was his shit, I didn't really give a fuck, you know, I'm not one to be like, oh, you know, he's being a fucking, you know.
Monet. What did you think of Monet when you first met him?
Just a fucking brown cunt, honestly, brown. So
this little fucking turd that was
honestly
slapped off by an Arab man landing on a pile of sand.
I remember when I first met him,
thus making him a sand nigger.
Everyone called him like a brown cunt and shit from day one, and he didn't like it. I remember it reached a point.
So bad.
Don't you remember? Don't you remember it reaching a point?
So bad that it's good. Sorry.
It reached a point where he like made a post. I'm sick of you like making fun of me for being brown and all this, and it's like, you brown cunt. Like, I'm glad now he's grown out of it, and he's like, fuck you, you fat cunt, and I'm like, you're fucking brown.
And
like,
you're not even fat anymore, but it still retains.
I loved when I came back after so long, and Monet was like to me, you're not fat anymore, and I was like, you're fat. I was like, you've got chub on you,
He was on the Red
cunt.
Rooster diet at that time because he discovered Red Rooster delivery, so he was fucked.
He was like to me, he was like, I can't call you fat anymore. And I was like, yeah, I guess I can't call you anorexic. And he was like, you fat cunt. And I was like, oh yeah, alright, sweet, we're still on it. We're still cool. But no, Mono from First Thoughts, I think, was probably... again, it was... Fuck, that was... It's hard to really remember that. It wasn't something.
He seemed like a pretty chill kid, you know. Like...
Yeah, like and again, I stuck up for those boys. I think because I got along with them all so well, you know. So I can't even say, even thinking of Chris being confrontational. Yeah, he probably was a little, you know.
He's just a little
dominant,
kind of
you know.
He's a little bit over familiar with people when he first.
Yeah. And fair enough. Like whatever, people are different, you know. Fucking.
And Jack.
Yeah. I got along with Jack
probably
really well.
awkward and quiet still.
A bit awkward. I don't know. I guess a bit quiet.
The only time you saw the sun was when he was doing WZWA.
When he was doing WZWA. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's mainly like just can remember really well just getting along with Jacob the most. Chris was there. You know, I think I spoke to him a bit, but I just clearly remember like from the day I met Jacob, me and him just
clearly and queerly.
So queerly. Honestly, the most queer thing.
What was Tim like around this time? What was he like with it? Because I know
around them.
What was he like around them? Was he acting like the veteran?
Have you asked them?
I can't remember. I've interviewed them all, but by
the
end of those interviews,
because I would have loved to hear what they think of how Tim was when he first.
I should have got you to listen to.
I know. I should have
some of that stuff.
Fuck. I'd love to. Yeah, I honestly can think.
So I guarantee Tim would be like trying to train everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm
pretty sure he was going over bumps on trampolines. Yeah, I seem to recall bumping on the trampoline and being like,
right,
this is a fucking trampoline.
But did he act like a
veteran? Yeah. Like how you explain that? Yeah, that definitely seems like
he was always killing to fucking be seen as something up here.
It honestly was like they didn't give a fuck. Like they honestly were like, okay, cool, this is what we do, and this is how we're doing it. And Tim kind of just was like, oh. And I don't think Tim wasn't a huge fan of them. I don't think from day one as such. Like he was kind of like, they're alright, you know. But I think that was because.
He wanted. I just feel like my thoughts on what Tim would be like is he wants to be a big fish in a little pond.
Well, that's why I think he went there was so he could get in first. Because wasn't he going to book it? Wasn't he or some shit? No, he was going to win the title.
He was going to win the title and
then leave.
We'll get to that.
Fuck. Jesus, as if that's going to be part of
Hard
this.
Time. Hard Time. They have
the cage match.
That fencing that Noel had at the house that actually fit the fucking trampoline perfectly.
It was amazing.
So your first match in WZWA,
you know, you'd fence off an area
it's very high.
It was them.
Very high.
It was those 6 of those along it, bro. We had a cage match, boy.
So your first ever match in WZWA is a fucking cage match against Rex Regum. It's
in a
Regum's rules.
So that's pinfalls count anywhere. So it made no sense to have a cage, but we still had So we went out of the cage and then we're still wrestling. Like the cage wall fell down. That was our thing. We were going through the cage wall. I remember that happening because he said to me, I'll powerbomb you into the cage. Bang. And I was like, that's fucking hectic. Like, that's actually hell brutal spot. And I was like, this is just this. And that was nothing against those boys. But I was like, I've got my own wrestling as such that I'm focusing on. And I'm not going through a fucking cage and this trampoline, really. So I think I agreed to it, but we ended up just agreeing that we'll be on the top rope fighting and then fucking...
And you just...
Jump through the cage and we knocked it down, you know, it was cool, whatever. We were like, slam down hard. I remember Chris fucked me up in that match. He put me in a trolley and I remember him booting it over and me just falling, like, in a trolley. Smack! And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, and then he did something where he had me, like, in a thing and he rammed me down into the car and my spine just into the back of into this, I think it was Noel's car just sitting there, you know? And just, like... It was, whatever, a bit of fun, but yeah, like, it was definitely probably a messy match. But I remember in the match, because that's the thing, it was decide who wins during. And I was already set on, I'm going to beat this guy. Like, Chris, that scene that had more than one match in an event, and Chris won the match earlier.
Right.
And I think when I was, like, dropping Chris, I was like, yo, you want a match? I think I said something along the lines of, you won already, let me have this. And I got the win. He let me have the win. He was cool about it as well, you know? So that was, I guess, thinking back.
Your debut.
Yeah, you know, and I was like pretty happy with that. And then, so that was...
That's early in 2012,
that was all that, yeah.
I think.
So yeah, that's, me and Chris just kind of had wasn't a fucking anything special, but like, he fucked me up, that's for sure. I definitely remember that.
Ground Zero is the next show, which seems like the name that you would put on your first show.
Yeah, well,
but
you know,
they put that on the second show, so you know, teenagers thinking that they can book wrestling. I wonder why someone else took over.
It's like WWE.
Ground Zero, hardcore match. Tim Justice defeats Lowe Rider.
Fuck knows what even happened.
I don't know.
I don't even think
Maybe
I
I
watched
just wrote
this back.
Lowe Rider. I don't know if you're Brian. It must have been Lowe Rider.
Must have been, eh? I was actually.
Do you even remember this?
I didn't watch this back. Oh, honestly, I didn't watch this because I.
Oh, that was another match that you were in.
I knew I gave Tim the win
Threat.
because
Sorry.
I felt.
He needed to win.
He hadn't won a fucking match in a year and a half. Why? How long we've been doing ICWS?
It's in a trampoline.
We're in a trampoline fed, and I think before I was like, yeah, you can win, man. I didn't even fuck.
So now you're level at 1 apiece. Triple threat match. Acid defeats Antillicys and Scream to become the new WZWA Hardcore Champion.
Isn't it funny how Scream actually debuted at this, hey?
So what was the idea behind Scream? I don't even know what the mask looks like. I remember seeing it.
It was some random, like, Jack had like a bunch. Do you know the like Midday Rocker masks and shit?
Right, yeah.
It was one of them, and I think I seem to recall Scream might have been actually a ERW wrestler. And it just, a name for some reason, it stuck in my head, and it was just, I don't know, I always thought Scream was sick.
With a K and
Scream was sick. Scream was sick. Scream was like
Scream definitely evolved as time
my
went
favourite
on.
WZWA wrestler ever, honestly. Like, like, I don't know, I think I suggested
it's because you knew that if you had to cut a promo, all you had to do was go,
and everyone loved it. Everyone was like, ah, look at this guy. And I was like, whoa. And they were like, ha. And I was like, awesome, this guy's sick.
Anyway, so that happened.
Yeah, so that whatever that was. I think
remember much.
I think Acid wins.
Yeah, Acid win the hardcore
with a
title.
sit down on the fucking boogie board or some shit.
Yeah,
it was something cool.
There's a lot of XCW comparisons with that. You know, the boogie board was a steel chair in XCW.
Oh yeah, fucking right. The boogie board was brutal.
The trampoline era ends. It
Dun, dun.
ends. I want to know what you think when you heard that a ring was being made by Noel's mate.
Not real. At first, it was
I heard, I was like, "This is not going to happen. It will never happen.
Not
There's no
happening.
way. I've heard it all before."
Yeah.
At this
I
point,
wanted to build a ring when I was
2012,
14. Like,
at this
that
point,
shit.
I'm 13 years into backyard wrestling. Heard it all before. Homemade rings. It's never going to happen. They're teenagers. They just talk shit. And then I see pictures of the ring in
being
progress.
built,
And I'm like, "Oh, it's actually happening. I got to get involved in this thing now."
Whew, my God, man! Like, it was so good to know that like, we had already involved ourselves in those two little things that to think like, I'm guaranteed to be involved in the next. And then like they were like, oh, you know, we're gonna join yous and whatever happened. But the ring being built, man, holy fuck! Like I couldn't even get over how, I don't know, man. It was fucking
huge.
Yeah, man. Like even to this day, like to rock up and see the ring, I'd be like, sick. The ring.
You went on holiday around this time around the world, I believe.
The first event.
Whilst this all happened,
I missed the first
3 events take place before you actually get back, but a lot of changes took place before even the first event happened. What did you think of all that? You know,
I thought it was
Jack
funny.
was the booker.
Yeah.
But him and Chris weren't getting along, and Chris was out of WZWA.
Yeah.
And I'd heard about it.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, you guys have only just started this thing. Don't kick your friend out.
Yeah.
You know? Bring him back in. Let me help run this thing.
Yeah.
I'm older.
Experienced.
You guys are teenagers. Let me help. Let me help. I'll get to me in a second. Do you think the way it was run before with Jack in charge, that WCW would have worked out with all the ICWS guys coming in? Because I just don't think it would have worked. There's no way, I mean.
Oi, Jack, eat a massive dick. No, like, it... From day one, like, with Tim winning the title, I was just like, why is Tim winning the title?
That was what was in the pipeline, yeah.
That right there, I was like, okay, alright. Yeah, it pretty
He
much
would have politicked his way
everything.
into it.
Literally, as simple as that. I was just like, this is kind of shit.
So I take over running it. Jack and I are supposed to be in dialogue the whole time, him helping me book things, but it was soon to be obvious to me that anytime I told him something, all of a sudden Monet and Jacob knew. So I was like, well, obviously I can't tell you anything anymore because you won't keep it to yourself.
No.
But when you hear that I'm taking over running the booking side of things, what did you think of that decision?
Well, I feel like obviously I was like sick because I knew you, and I was like, Cole knows what the fuck he's doing, so this should work out. But I think at the same time I was still very defensive of them in the sense of I was like, is Cole just taken over, and is he just fucking, shutting these boys out as such? But in no way did that happen, and that was one thing. I don't know. I'll skip too far ahead.
I think when I look back, I kind of almost feel a bit bad. Like I feel like I kind of just took their thing away from them.
I guess,
but I was like so adamant.
You made
like, this
it.
Could be something special, and I was just so adamant that I need to make sure it works out well, because if it doesn't, then
we would have all been fucking
ICWS boys won't come over.
Well, imagine if he had WZWA with 4 people in a ring.
Yeah,
it would have been disappointing.
So I was like, this could be special. I need to do this, but at the same time, when I look back, I feel bad that maybe I took away Jack's Fed from him.
Yeah,
I think Jack, when he looks back,
I think Jack appreciates it.
It's the best thing that could have happened. But
do you think WZWA would have gone on for fucking as long as it did?
Nah, I think
as simple as that. I don't think if you, of all people, showed as much interest as you did, not as many boys would have showed interest. I just feel. Yeah, like, I definitely get what you mean, like, feeling bad. I can understand what you mean, because, yeah, possibly, in a sense, that's how Jack felt about it. I don't feel like that's what you were doing. But again, back then, I was very defensive of those boys when I first met them, because I got along with them so well, and I remember all the, like, everyone in the thread fucking ripping on them, and I'd be like, give these guys a break, they're fucking alright dudes,
Yeah.
But, so I guess, yeah, fucking, yeah, I don't know. It definitely just went better, though. As simple as that, We all know it went fucking much better.
That was fucking pretty good.
It was sick.
So you missed the first 3 shows with the ring.
Yeah.
But you're on holiday. And you're on Facebook while you're on holiday.
I can't believe how... I just gotta say, I can't believe how much I actually, it kind of ruined my holiday. Being like, all my mates are wrestling in a fucking ring, and I'm... I didn't appreciate the holiday as much, that's for sure. But, not because of that. I was a fucking kid. But, thinking back, I was, watching the recap, and I was like, look at this. Look at this. Tim being there and shit. I was like,
so when I first took over, I saw what Jack's initial booking was. And you heard this in the Ballad of Tim Justice, where I changed the finish of him versus Jack, because I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not having Tim.
Yeah.
Tim can't cut promos very well, and he's not a guy that's gonna... I'll just keep it on Jack until I can
no matches in anything else.
Yeah, I was like, I'll keep it on Jack until I can do something better,
Yeah.
But I was like, immediately, if I'm going to take over this thing, Lowe's my guy. I don't know why. Immediately, I was like, Lowe's my guy. He will get it eventually. I just need to figure out how I'm going to get there. And then when I thought more about it and I saw what it was at Frostbite, Road to Ruin was the first show I was at. But I booked Frostbite, but I didn't go because I wasn't well. But Road to Ruin was the second show. I was there and I saw what it could potentially be, and I was like, okay, I think maybe I need to actually have the championship to give it to Lowe at a later date, because I don't think Jack can do it. I don't think Jack can get Lowe over, because let's be honest, at that point you were a mid-card ICWS guy. No one had even seen you in that kind of...
I did my bloody hardcore little thing, and that was about...
That hadn't even happened yet.
Hadn't even happened. I don't even know.
Because we're talking about fucking July-ish.
This is mid-WZWA, ICWS clash as such. We were swapping shows.
So I was like, Lowe's going to be my guy. And I'd kind of mapped some certain things out. Like, Chaos was going to be my Sandman.
Yeah.
Jacob was going to be my Tommy Dreamer. And you were going to be my Mikey Whipwreck. I don't know if you know much about Mikey Whipwreck in ECW, but he was mid-card guy. Jobber at first, started getting some wins. He was the underdog. and somehow he became ECW heavyweight champion. I'm like, that's a great story that I want to repeat in WZWA, and I'm going to do that with Lowe. And I was like, the only way that I can get him there is if I have the belt, because no one else could do it. So I was like, that's what's going to happen. I don't know when, but 6 to 8 months it'll happen. So, but I needed to get you ready for that by lining you up in the right spot. So that was the idea that I had. It was going to be you taking it from me. I don't know how we're getting there. I don't know what we're doing, but I know that me and Alex are starting a little thing called the Elite Alliance. Yeah. Which, if you're probably not aware, the Elite Alliance was an idea that I had with my figurine fed to unite Evolution with Shane Douglas's triple threat from ECW. They were going to be called the Elite Alliance. I've been booking.
That's so cool.
Since you were 8 years old.
That no one even is aware about.
That's awesome.
No one's even aware about the Elite Alliance that I had in my figurine fed that never actually happened because I stopped playing my figurines, but that was my plan. And I was like, I love the name the Elite Alliance. So I'm going to fucking...
It's crazy to think it goes back to you as a kid playing with your figurines.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to use that idea, but in real life. And me and Alex is going to be the Elite Alliance. So that was my idea. I'm going to do this Elite Alliance thing come hell or high water, because I initially wanted to do an ICWS with me, Alex, Mitch, and Knuckles. That never ended up happening because they said no to the idea. But that's okay, because it ended up being better. So that was my idea. Bring that into WZWA and then build from there and see where we can find other people to put in the places that were going to be Mykonos and Knuckles. Anyway,
Brian Lowe.
Just a bit of backstory for you to know where Elite Alliance
well, that's fucking crazy.
Fuck, how good of a stable would Evolution and the Triple Threat be? I mean, Candido, Bigelow, Shane Douglas, and these other cunts. Anyway, it's starting to rain a little bit now, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Right. You return at Hostile Backyard Showdown. You were supposed to face a guy called J7 Bloodstone, who never showed up again. He was actually on a 3-match winning streak against different masked wrestlers. And don't worry about the rain because it won't pick it up. It's a good microphone.
Yeah, that's fancy.
But he doesn't show up. So you face Yoshiaki. So you must be excited about returning and being finally at WZWA in the ring.
In the ring. I was going to say, to be specific, just getting in the ring to have a match, I couldn't give a fuck who I was versing. I could have just wrestled a fucking pair of jeans kind of thing, and I would have been happy as,
Yeah.
But, and again, because I knew who Yoshiaki was from bloody ICWS, and I knew it was Mitch, so I was like, cool, that's fucking cool as I'll have a little match with Mitch. And he wasn't keen on doing much because he had another match that he was focused on. Completely understandable. And but no, we did some cool shit. We had the green mist and all that. I'll never forget that match. Dad was there for that match, I think. And that was.
It was a neat little match. You debuted the fucking
guillotine
choke, the guillotine choke. That was going to be your finisher. You were utilizing an MMA type gimmick. And Muay Thai pants. And using a guillotine choke. I don't know do they do that, Marcus? Do they do a guillotine choke in Muay Thai?
Yep, constantly.
Is that? Yeah, that's what I thought. So the idea was there, though.
Pat on the back.
Pat on the back. Pat on the back.
I like the Muay Thai shorts. I bought them in Thailand.
Clap for the handicap. Well done.
Come on, Muay Thai shorts I bought in Thailand. They looked nice.
They look nice. They look nice with your Everlast singlet, which ended up going to Scream. Before you got that shirt that said "I'm not gay, just ask my boyfriend" or something. You versus Yoshiaki. Does this ring a bell?
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Fake Justin Bieber versus Dragon Ball.
you know
World
this.
Famous flea market.
Of course, I could never ever forget.
Good,
picked this one up, and instead of being like everyone else who was offended by the fact that they were on the world famous flea market, we fucking loved it, and we were like, "Thank you so much for fucking."
I'm pretty sure
having us on there."
WZWA commented and was like, "Cheers for having us on
Having
here."
us
Like,
on there. We really appreciate it
because everyone was like, "Oh, Lowe, like, fucking prepare for this," and I watched it and I was just crying because it was fucking like 6 months on. It was a while on.
We could fucking take.
I'm more than happy to
take
take
ourselves that seriously, man.
I never took myself that seriously.
We
I think
loved
that
it.
helped.
I loved it.
You know?
I was so proud.
I
that we got
definitely
on
think
there
was some guys that possibly, if it was them, they would have been like, "What the fuck? This is a fucking good match." Oh, don't. Tim's not included in those people. I think there's some people, and understandably, possibly put on a good match and then got.
I remember once I said that I think Dan had his best match this year with me, and Tim said, "Yeah, well, I had a match with Dan. How do you know that mine wasn't better? You weren't even there." I'm like, I know it wasn't better because you're in the match.
You're in the
you
match,
fucking
Tim.
lying cunt.
Fuck you, Sa.
For some reason, I feel like his foreskin will be stained yellow. I don't know why.
It's honestly probably is. Like, I just feel like it is.
Speaking of Tim, WZWA Revenge is the next show. You face Tim who is the great Shinigami in a crazy hardcore match. It's typical Tim.
Because we called you before the match
Can
because
we
Tim
please have a hardcore match,
insisted to be.
Please,
We should have a
because I
hardcore
have
match.
to try and steal the show every time by doing hardcore spots, so everyone thinks I'm cool. All right, fine. I'm doing this, but I'm doing it for Lowe because I know Lowe's getting the win. What did you think of wrestling?
I was wondered why you. I never understood why you actually allowed that match. Because I always thought, why did this happen? You know what I mean?
I think it was just
Because I know Tim asked.
I wanted to keep going off that dark ice thing and show everyone what you can do.
And I did. Like, in my opinion, like, it wasn't a
I'm
flowing
trying to build
match.
you for Resolution. I've only got 3 shows to get you there, you know. So
And it wasn't a
first
flowing
match
match.
is against a masked wrestler, and the second match is against a masked wrestler. Great. Next
And
show's
it's
against me.
turns
so
out the
fucking-
masked wrestler underneath is actually Tim Justice, so it's not even anything special.
Exactly.
At least beating Yoshiaki and be like, "Oh, it's Mitch."
It's Mitch.
It's like, oh,
So
okay.
one time you got to wrestle him.
Yeah, that's cool, Tim. Oh, but yeah. Sorry, is that all I have to say about it? But yeah, like, yeah, that match didn't flow. In my opinion, that was probably a very non-flowing
I think
match.
it was a brutal match.
It was brutal.
You off that ladder through the fucking
chairs. Everyone was just like,
You crazy cunt.
whoa! And I was like,
I was like,
cool.
on your low, you're getting yourself over, and now people will believe it when you start going to an echelon that you've never been to before.
And I did think, like, to be honest, adding the stip to me and Tim's match, because, like, honestly, we probably would have had a pretty average match.
It probably
helped.
Yeah.
Probably helped. You know, thank you, Tim, for having the pitch that you pitched every event. But anyways, so that match was brutal. You know, I remember afterwards being like, I don't think many people actually gave us, like, I think people were like, you cunts are fucking brutal. But no one really gave us props on, like, that was an amazing match. Me and Tim were like, that was amazing. But, like, thinking back to it, I watched it and I'm like, sick. The sit-down powerbomb to the sign, brutal. The fucking F5 on the sign, brutal.
I love
the
how
chair
after
spot,
Tim
brutal.
retired, it only took him one show
to return.
asked to come back to be a masked wrestler, so EPW didn't know that he was wrestling in backyard wrestling while he was training.
Literally.
Pardon me. Next show is Christmas Carnage.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the big push.
What happened
Access all areas.
What was this
I
event?
super kicked Santa Claus on Access all areas.
No, I don't remember anything to do with this event. It didn't happen, did it?
It did happen. It just got fucked up. We don't have the footage, unfortunately.
Who did that? Whose fault was that? Was
Jack,
it me? Did I do it? I thought I did it by
Motherfucking
the
Wallace.
laptop.
Yeah, no,
according to Mika.
That was 3 years later.
Yeah, eat a dick.
Which wouldn't have
Eat
been
a
3 years later.
massive
3 years
cock,
later, you
Mitch.
weren't there anymore, so
Oh,
you're also a cockhead.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
And you weren't there either, Marcus. So
Yeah.
you
Sorry,
know.
guys.
And I wasn't there either. My drinking problem began at that point.
We're all fucking
And then, you know
scumbags.
whose fault it was?
Mine.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Especially Monet.
Especially Mono.
You brown
Because he's
cunt.
brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the big push out of nowhere for, you know, as far as everyone else is concerned, Lowe was a mid-card ICWS guy who was just starting to get in the rise before it ended. You just wrestled 2 masked wrestlers, and now on Access All Areas, you interrupt me and Alex Stone after I've super kicked Santa
Probably a
Claus.
terrible fucking promo.
And you was fine. You just came out, you just respectfully, you said, I just want to respectfully challenge you for the championship. I don't want to come out here and talk shit like other people would.
That's what you said to me to say. Respectfully challenge me.
And I said, I really appreciate the fact that you were going to respectfully challenge me, because everyone else is always an asshole about these types of things. I accept the challenge, bro. Thank you. And I shook your hand, and then as you turned around to walk away, I clicked my fingers and Alex attacked you.
Yeah.
Put the chair around your knee. I went off the second rope, stomped on the chair. Right. You're going to have the knee injury.
Yeah, that's
And the match was only supposed to go 5 minutes long because I had a fresh tattoo and I couldn't wrestle very long because of it. This is what happened. This is what happened. Easy. Yep. I'm setting the scene, brother.
Apologies.
We go out there. It's supposed to be 5 minutes and I beat you with a sharpshooter because of your knee. One thing after another, after another. I had a few beers at this point. I was calling spot.
So many.
Every time I called a spot, you nailed it perfectly. You nailed the next thing perfectly. This was improv. Because we only planned a 5-minute thing. We ended up going like 20 fucking minutes and everyone on the edge of their fucking seat.
Everyone's saying to me after, you should have won. Like, that was insane.
I said to you afterward, that is the best match I've ever had. And that's 10 years of XCW and 2 years of ICWS included.
Damn, dude.
That is the best match I ever fucking had. I've never had a more organic fucking building match that came out of fucking nowhere. When we planned 5 minutes and it goes 20 and everyone's going fucking crazy. And we lose the footage of the fucking show and you and I were fucking devastated.
Yeah, man.
Good God, I'd love to fucking watch that back.
I wish I could fucking find that, bro.
Your thoughts on that fucking match, dude?
My God, man, like that was.
I kept calling. Another spot came in mind. Okay, do this,
and I was just like, "Yep, let's do it." Yep.
I remember you gave me this head scissors, which was so fucking
and it just
ferocious.
Worked so fucking sick. Yes, first time I'd done a head scissors because I didn't.
Yeah, I think I just called it.
You just picked me up, and I was just like legs, and then I fall, and it worked. You just flip out of it, and I was like. Oh boy, and everyone's going off, you know. Fuck, man, amazing. Like I can't.
It was really good, and anyway,
it's just fucked that I can't watch it.
I love that
back,
bit
man.
right at the end. I still remember it. You went for the code breaker. Everyone thought you were gonna fucking hit it, and I caught your legs, and I locked in the sharpshooter. And it was like. I remember hearing Eli and Tish in the crowd.
It always was Eli and Tish for me, man. They did, man. I loved it. You went for the
Cobra and Eli was screaming, yes! And I caught those legs and I locked in that show. I locked in that sharpshooter and you tapped out about 10 seconds later.
I didn't tap out. I didn't last very... Like, I made sure...
You made sure to sell it right.
I was like, fucking boom. Boom, real quick. Like, I just couldn't handle it, you know?
And it was...
Perfect.
It was like, oh man, we had him. It was the first time since I've been champion WZWA where I had that match that I was like, I have him.
Yeah.
You know, me and Lowe had him. My match previously with Del Carne was horrible.
Oh.
And my match with Jack before that wasn't that good, but this was when I was like, finally, my title reign has been, you know, solidified by this great match, and people now believe that, you know, it's okay.
Earn the championship. Yeah. Because then I think, in a sense, everyone knew what you were working towards.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we're all wrestling fans. We all understand how it works. Yeah. But like everyone was.
It's the journey.
Oh yeah, and it was fucking. I remember. I gotta say, I remember the place I was fucking in Sweden, man. Right. Getting messages from you saying, "Look, man, I really want to talk about this. You know, some serious shit like about WZWA." And I was like, "Yeah, man, let's talk." And I was sitting down in the lobby of the fucking hotel we were in because the internet connection in our room was fucking just didn't work or some shit. It was some crap. And just sitting in the lobby like this, like absolute shocked, like, what? No way. As if he wants to do this fucking whole storyline, you know? And you're like, I don't even want to tell you anything, you know? But this is what's happening when you come back, and that's all I'm telling you for now. And I was just like, I need to know everything, you know? And... But that had me hooked in right there, you know? Yeah, it was... Yeah, that was such a good feeling, you know?
What I really appreciated about you at the time was that you knew what you needed to do in order to get into a position where everyone would believe that the right thing was for you to go for that championship. You needed to cut the promos. So I say, you got to cut a promo this show. Yeah, you fucking did your best. You did your fucking best to get better and better at it.
Fuck.
And
I just wish I tried.
Like, I've got to fucking keep going. I've got to prove to everyone that I have earned this, even though it's coming out of fucking nowhere. I've got to prove to everyone that I've earned this.
Yeah, it's simple as that. Like, I wish I fucking worked harder on my promos for sure, but I definitely was just like in them. It was so much at the time. I was like amazed. You know, I think a lot of it I was like, you know, and that's the thing. I was always. Something about me, you know, as a person, I always got, like, you know, building up for my entrance, I'm nervous. And I'm like, fuck, these are all my best friends. Like, why am I nervous? Nervous. Always nervous, you know? Butterflies in my stomach. Get in the match, get it going, and it was fucking awesome, you know? But, yeah, you know, and when it came to talking, for some reason, you know, I think now, if I was to do wrestling now, I reckon I could walk out and cut a promo. It'd probably be pretty sick, you know? But, yeah, like, fucking, looking back, I'm just...
I don't know how hard it could be. I remember being so fucking nervous when I had to talk, you know.
Fuck, man. But yeah, like I remember, yeah, you know, you got to cut some promos. You know, I know it's fucking hard, but you'll get it.
Like that's the thing. That's the thing with me. If you're going to be a top guy, you have to be able to talk. And Jack couldn't cut promos. That's why I took the belt off him. I'm like, I will take the belt because I can cut the promos necessary to get the storyline over, so that when Lowe wins the title, by that point, the storyline's actually been a storyline with fucking verbiage. You win the Battlefield, the first ever Battlefield Brawl. I don't know how many. I think we had like 26, 27 people. There's a lot of people in that.
I remember the match. I hope Delcano remembers this. Right. So mid-match, like I don't know if it was mid-match, but like during the match, like there was so many people in the ring. I was the last entrance. That's the thing, and I was meant to come in with like 5 or fucking 10 people left at the most, and there was like a full ring of everyone, and I was like.
They're really hard to book.
Oh, yeah. Because
the second one was really, like, that was when I really booked it well and I planned who was eliminating who and what.
That's the thing. So many people
many
people just lost who they were eliminating and stuff. And I remember mid-match, me and Mike fucking, like, we're, like, selling on the side. And I think I'm, like, hitting him or something. And he goes, I said to him, I was like, you know, what's happening? People need to get eliminated, you know? Because I was the last entrance. So I was like, why is there so many people in the fucking ring? I had such a long Battlefield Brawl. You know, I remember throwing the trash can at Mitch. Do you remember that, surely?
No.
Are you serious? Best thing ever, right? Mitch is setting up...
I only remember the finish.
Mitch is setting up for a super kick on someone. I'm outside crawling through the middle rope, and I grabbed the trash can and just throw it in the ring. Just throw it. And it literally just perfected, and Mitch is setting up for a super kick. Bang! In the head, and Mitch just is like, obviously... sells it and just falls over, and it was the best thing that happened in that whole match, I swear, you know. But no, like me and Mike are laying down, and he goes, "Oh, when are you getting eliminated?" You know, like because we were obviously discussing, you know, should we just eliminate one of us? And he goes, "Oh, when are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm winning, bro." And he's like, "Oh, really? Oh, cool, man. Congrats." And I was like, yeah, like this is in the match, in the ring, you know. And I always remember just looking down at Mike and him being like, oh, nice, bro, cool. Like, I was like, that's so funny, you know?
That's cool. I didn't even know that story.
Yeah,
Did someone tell you to eliminate?
No, I think I said to Mike, I was like, whoever you were eliminating, just do it. I was like, just get them over and done with, because I think we talked for a little bit, you know, like so many people in the ring. You can lay there and have a conversation, you know? And I think I said something along the lines of probably like, we need to get this going because there wasn't meant to be this many people when I came in. As simple as that, you know. I had to lay around in the corner for a bit being a Rey Mysterio in a Royal Rumble, you know, and just let it happen, you know, because I was like, I'm not eliminating anyone. I'm not doing anything, you know, except for, you know, I think Chaos puts me over the top rope and I just drop on the side and everyone's just like focused on Chaos and Alex. And I just come off.
You throw at the end and you topple
tip them both over. And they were just like...
I think Chaos threw you on the opposite side.
He did, on the opposite
side.
side.
To be eliminated,
he
but
literally
you stayed in there.
He just put me down on the other side.
Him and Alex reconvened with each other on the other side of the ring, and you toppled them both over and you won.
Because they were feuding, right?
No, it was leading to something.
Okay. So I think they were fucking something. But yeah, I remember Chaos or Alex, nice, putting me over the top rope, and I just laid on the side, and no one took notice to it. No one took any notice to me. I was just laying there, you know. I think probably Mike was probably standing there like, ooh, I know what's happening, you know. But and like probably Jacob, I probably told Jacob I was winning it, maybe probably some shit, you know. But yeah, like
You toppled those two over the top.
Yeah,
rope
just
and you
toppled
won the
them over,
goal,
and
huge
everyone was
pop,
like,
and everyone
"Whoa!"
was
And
like,
I
"Oh,
was,
shit, there's going to be a rematch for Resolution 1, motherfucker."
Yeah. I guess maybe towards the end, some of them were like, Lowe's going to win. He just had the match with Carl. You know, they're probably leading towards it, but it worked out well. It worked out so sick, you know?
So you find out that well, obviously you find out now, you know, you already knew you're main eventing the biggest fucking wrestling show that...
Weird had.
Compare it with ICWS, XCW. For me, Resolution 1 is the biggest show that has ever happened in Western Australian backyard wrestling. We've got lighting, we've got pyro,
fucking
we've got all the
fireworks,
fucking
It's
shit.
a WrestleMania of events.
Yeah, boy.
It's amazing.
Resolution.
So you're against me in the main event.
WrestleMania is the resolution of WWE. As simple as that, you know?
Exactly. The biggest match of your life at that point. I wanted to ask you... You and Jacob obviously get along. Around this time, I believe one of you said to me, "I want to form a tag team with Jacob," or "I want to form a tag team with Lowe."
I think me and Jacob had just been speaking a lot, and we had very similar styles. Is one thing that drew us together. I think with the wrestling part of things, I do think to this. I'll never ever put myself above Jacob because, in my opinion, Jacob was just fucking incredible. You know, like
I think he's one of the best there's ever been.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. The shit he did. For every match popping out just a different fucking move as well. You know, that was one thing I could never get in my head. You know, I'd get into the match and I'd be like, 5 moves of doom, you know, pretty much, you know, like that was my downfall a lot of the time. But
you
Jacob
guys wanted to form a team.
But yeah, me and Jacob, I was like, you know, fuck yeah, like we're getting along real well, and we're like, yeah, you know, let's pitch a team to Carl, and you were keen on it instantly.
And you know, it was already making sense anyway to head that way, because maybe it was a little bit before this, because Jacob was already feuding with Alex.
Yeah. Well, that was
the backyard champion.
That had nothing to do with what was happening.
Yeah,
it just
but it just was
flowed perfectly.
The timing was perfect.
I guess we wouldn't even have known about Alex joining you as... Oh, wait, were you part... No, Alex had joined you
Alex joined with me and
before.
Road to Rule when you were on holiday.
Sorry,
but, the Rebellion, the name that Rebellion was actually the initial name for Diffuser and O Factor, as they feuded with my stable XWA in 2002. But it only lasted about 2 shows, and I always liked the name The Rebellion.
No,
and
definitely.
I wanted to put it on... Basically, Elite Alliance was XWA, but doing it the right way this time, because I didn't know what I was doing back then.
Yeah.
And I wanted to use the Rebellion name because I really liked it. So that's why I threw that name at you guys, and you guys liked that name, and you were the Rebellion against the fucking establishment.
I think the problem was we were spending so long, we were like, what the fuck are we going to call ourselves? Thinking of all these gay-ass names, and we're like, shit. And then you were like, how's the Rebellion? And we're like, well, it fits perfect with the storyline and everything. Yeah, we weren't... See, having a name wasn't really our focus. We were probably just more stoked that we're like, yeah, we get to team, man. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, yeah, sick. You know,
and then,
so keen.
You know, who would have thought that would have been something that actually defined what you did in wrestling?
You know, even like to the very last fucking event, I was still repping my Rebellion gear. You know, same with Jacob. You know. We were still the Rebellion from day one. I walked out my last match with my Rebellion shirt on, ripped that shit off, you know. I was like, yeah, you know, like, that was... Fuck, man. Love that shit.
So, Resolution 1, main event. We're 47 minutes into part 2. Resolution 1, main event. It's okay. You're only there another, 2 years.
2 years.
ICWS. We've only got 6 months in, 48 minutes in. I wrote the fucking whole match, and I had it written here, all over my fucking hand, because I was adamant that we beat Christmas Carnage. I'm like, we're beating that fucking match because we'll never see it again, so I want to fucking beat it. So that it doesn't matter that we never see it again.
The best thing I think about our Resolution match is all the revives of the moves we did in the Christmas Carnage. They weren't done the same. Well, they were done the same, obviously, because it's the same move, but the way we flowed them into the match, with your fuck. I always remember, getting this is the idea of the match. Yes. I had no hesitation to it. Oh, maybe I'll do this. That's probably all my opinion was, because I was like, yep, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, like...
It was the only time I ever wrote it on my fucking arm, because I was adamant that this be perfect.
Has to be perfect.
You know?
And it was. Fuck, man, that
really
match was fucking perfect.
I loved it.
And we still thought, we can't compare them, you know. Can't compare Christmas Carnage to Resolution because we'll never watch it back. But we definitely topped it.
Yeah.
But it was,
obviously, like, at this time, we're feuding with Antillicys because we wanted him to be the third member. He declined twice. Got beat down.
Yeah.
Led to him and Alex at Resolution for the Backyard title. Alex wins the Backyard title off Jacob. He gets fucked over. You get fucked over because Dan, who we screwed at Road to Ruin in that contract match against Alex, and I was a special referee, screwing Dan because of his unwelcoming to me in ICWS.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to all this shit.
Fucking oath.
Dan fucking makes the save for the rebellion, not fucking lays you out with a chair. Dan is the third member of the Elite Alliance, and the three of us stand on the stage, me with the heavyweight title, Alex with the Backyard title, and Dan fucking the newest member. Fucking great moment.
So
no
good.
one fucking saw it coming. No one saw it coming.
Everyone marked the fuck out because they were like, Dan's about to hit. He hits Alex as he comes in as well. That's the thing.
He hits him in the gut with the chair, but it's
whatever. You know, Alex falls.
Fake, you know, Alex falls down and he gets in the ring, swings at me. I duck,
and then he
I look at him and he just fucking.
It's like he like hesitates at you, and then he turns
and then
because I'm standing there like this, and then he's just looking at you like determined, and then just boom,
out cold.
Looks at me, bang, instantly, like it didn't even give me a look,
huge.
And it was just. Boom,
huge
and
reaction.
I remember because I was like, this is the only chair shot, you know, full head, crack, dead, you know.
I get the pin, 1, 2, 3, it's all over. Fucking great main event of the first Resolution, bro.
Fucking oath, man. Fucking oath.
So, from there, Aftershock.
So what was that? Me and Zeppelin, eh?
Versus Dan Zeppelin.
I died.
Cannibal Dan Zeppelin versus Daredevil Brian Lowe.
I wasn't Daredevil Brian Lowe.
If you win... Oh, you weren't Daredevil yet.
This was the match.
If you win, you get a choice of a match at the next event. This is the infamous 450 splat match.
This is so
For everyone listening, the 450 splat moment was when Lowe went to the top of a ladder with Dan on a table on the outside of the ring, and usually Lowe did a swanton. But for some reason, at the last second, Lowe decided...
That wasn't last second, it wasn't planned.
You were planning it, really?
We planned to do a 450.
Really?
Yeah. We spoke about it, and I'm pretty sure Dan said to me, you can hit a 450. And I was like, yeah, alright.
The problem was the table was too close to the ladder.
Too close. Every time I watch it, I'm like, why is it so close?
And you know what? If it was just a little bit out, I reckon it would have actually been flush, and it would probably been the best spot ever.
I literally think about if I landed that move, I can't, like, and again, nothing against any of the boys, but try top that shit.
I've
clean 450 off a ladder.
Clean 450 onto someone through a table.
That's the thing, I committed so hard to it, and I just missed.
And you missed, and you fucking...
Legs hit the table, head into the ground. I can't believe I fucking stood up after that.
And then collapsed.
Well, stood up, and I was like...
And Tim was like...
Tim was like, end the match, end the match, end the match.
My cousin, and then
he insisted.
How dare you guys ask them to continue the match when my cousin could have been hurt so badly?
And I can appreciate where Tim came from, but I was saying to Tim, I was saying to Tim, I'm fine, man. I'm all good.
You won with a fucking powerbomb into a trash can.
That was how it ended, and it was shit. You know, it was so...
You know what? I liked it.
I liked it. It was a brutal... I was going to say that before when we were talking about when I powerbombed Dan through the table. When I powerbombed it through the bin, I was going to say... both times when I powerbombed Dan, I was so vicious. I was like, fuck this little cunt. Bam! No dropping down with it or anything. Just throw the cunt on the ground. Fuck you, Dan. Like, pin him, you know? Fuck you, Dan. Like, every time it was just brutal. The bin one was savage.
When you hit your face on the fucking lawn... The way that you did, what was your first thought in your head?
Nothing, because I don't remember hitting the ground. That's why it didn't hurt. Right. I wasn't in pain. That's the thing.
Even watching back at the video,
I hit the ground and I laid there for a minute with everyone over me, and I was like, straight up. Fun. I was like, I'm all good.
Every time I watch that back, I can only think that once he hits the floor, he's out. And even once he stands up, he's not even slightly with it. Like,
nah. And I watched back that little last bit where you guys run in and stomp me, and you can see I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with it because I'm angry and I'm fucking hurt at that point because I couldn't feel half my face. Like, literally for the whole show, I could not feel like this, hey. And I was just like, whoa, like, that was fucking fucked up. And, like, that's the thing, me and Dan had prepared, like, nothing against Dan, but we had prepared for a way hardcore match. The match was going to start
It's probably going to keep going,
exactly how Jacobs and Dan started, like, with the light tube and shit. That was our start. With the baseball bat, the dodge and the tube at the start, that was our start. But Dan forgot to bring tubes. Oh, sweet. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I think, in a sense, I was probably like, thank fuck.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we just did a fucking few crappy... Like, there was a pretty average moves at the start. There was some power bombs onto bloody cans and stuff, you know?
When I look back, I'm glad that the 450 split happened, because
it's
such a...
It's such a defining moment in WZWA.
It's a well-known moment. The time that Lowe did the 450 split.
The time Lowe killed himself. That's what gave me... That's what I was going to say. I wasn't Daredevil at that point. After that event...
I think after that you became Daredevil.
After that event, people were like, go by Daredevil. And I was like, yeah, okay. Because I just fucking killed myself off the ladder, and now here I am.
All
so
right.
yeah, that was the, you know, that was the defining moment, I guess, of commitment, really.
Excellent. Later that show, Jacob defeats me in a match, which was my first kind of, my first loss. Man, I'd done pretty good by Jacob at that point. If you think about it, 2012, backyard champion. He got wins over Dark Ice, Kilowatt Chaos, Rex, Monet, and fucking Mykonos. And then he gets one over me. I fucking
you were
built
the
that.
champion.
I built
at
that
the time.
motherfucker as well as I could have anyone else. I think.
Yeah.
As I was building.
I think that's what helped Jacob become more confident as well. Was that he was like, Carl reckons I'm sick. He's gonna push me hard, and Jacob just took that and ran.
Yeah, I
with
believed
it
him.
so hard.
Another thing that happens at Aftershock, Ryan Tate joins the Rebellion. What are your thoughts on Ryan Tate joining the Rebellion? Because look, this is what my...
This was your input to our tag team as such.
My idea for 2013 was Stable Wars.
Yeah.
We've got the Black Carnival, we've got the Elite Alliance, and we've got the Rebellion.
It was sick.
We were in 2 of those stables. Screaming Espadrillo, the Black motherfucking Carnival, brother. We'll get to the Black Carnival in a minute.
Black Carnival.
We'll get to that in a minute.
All right.
But Ryan Tate in the Rebellion, your thoughts?
So I think at first me and Jacob were like, oh, you know, we wanted a tag team, you know, just us. But obviously there was the explanation of, you know, this is what's happening, this is how it's going to run. And this was nothing against Ryan, but, you know, me and Jacob being fucking best mates as we were like, this is our tag team, you know?
Yeah.
And fucking like, being with Ryan was sick. It was awesome. Like, we did the stable match and all that shit, you know? Fucking loved it, you know? But, yeah, I think at first me and Jacob weren't all for the idea just because we were so solely, so stuck on, you know, let's be our tag team. Let's do this together, us two, you know? So, yeah. But we ran with it, of course, you know, as we always did, you know, and we were happy to do it, and it was sick and worked.
It was good at first, and it also helped as the story got told later on. I mean, this EA fucking Rebellion thing was fucking cooking, man. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if anyone thought that it got boring because it went too long. I don't.
It was.
I think it was fucking sick.
It was so sick.
So the next question was, how did you come up with Daredevil, Brian Lowe? Well, it wasn't you. It was the situation that took place.
I can't remember who actually came up with it. I feel like it was like a thread thing. Someone was like, I think there was something about me needing a nickname or some bullshit.
Right, because we had the hardcore superstar.
I was just Brian Lowe,
something,
you know. And I think someone was just like, yeah.
So Wham Bam Body Slams the next show. The Rebellion choose their match to be, because you beat Dan Zeppelin, you choose the match to be a tag match against me and Alex for both titles. We pick up the win. Just building the heat as we get towards hard time. The match itself, I watched it back just before the last event.
Yeah, I was very disappointed.
I think it was a long day, and I think the crowd were lackluster, so we just weren't really
I saw
into
that,
it.
but that's a big reason for me.
Right.
Same event
earlier in the day.
I have a triple threat hardcore match against Aaron.
Scream's re-debut, as he's in the Black Carnival.
Against Lightning Lewis and fucking Three Dog.
Yep.
I will never forget that match because I loved that match.
That match is a huge part of that hardcore Youngbloods music video.
Yes.
So much fucking crazy shit happened. Wham Bam was actually the only show where I was at work as the show happened, and I came after work to wrestle the main event. I missed most of the whole show. It fucking kills me. That
I always remember Jake.
Because I didn't even know that this match happened until afterward, because some people didn't show up, so you needed to fucking make a match for this hardcore tournament. So this is what happened.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know why. I think I was just so committed to putting over Three Dog. You know, I was like, let's do some hectic shit. You know, there was the wooden ladder
maybe Lewis might have needed some help.
Yeah, you know, I think that's why I was added in, because Lewis wasn't 100% about doing the hardcore match with Aaron, and I was like, yeah, fucking
But he did good.
He did sick. He did so sick in that match.
I think that helped Lewis
a
lot, like, with his confidence, because he was very scared.
Everyone was like,
he was a very little kid. He was like fucking 13.
Yeah.
At the time, he was younger than everyone else.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, he joined because his dad, I think, was friends with Noel or something, and anyway.
But yeah, so I had that match earlier. I'm pretty sure Jacob said to me, oh, no. This is, Tibbs said something. I think Jacob was kind of like, I think I was like, dude, I'm still going to put on a full match, but he was kind of like, don't kill yourself the first match, because we still got the main event.
Right.
Fair enough, because I probably did. I probably fucked myself up a bit too much.
To be honest, the main event just went too long and we didn't plan it properly.
It wasn't,
Let's just move forward from Wham Bam. It was a little bit of a dip.
I just wanted to say, though, that Scream 3 Dog, like, that was where the choke bomb through the sign, where everyone goes, yes, perfect, that's how it's meant to be done, you know? I took the choke slam through the wooden ladder that had been around since day one of fucking WZWA, and I snapped that ladder in half. I was like, I put it in the corner to know that's breaking, motherfucker. And I was like, choke slam me through it. Bang, it snaps. I was like, yes. Yes. When it broke, I was like, yes. Fucking oath. Brutal. Because everyone was like, oh, fuck. Like, the fucking big slam through the thumbtack table. Unnecessary as fuck.
That cracker just got thrown on his hole, bitch.
Yeah. He ain't no cracker. Screamer's a Mexican. Born and raised.
So, okay, let's get this. Fucking get to Hard Time, alright? Hard Time 2, Day 1. It's Hard Time was over the 2 consecutive weekends.
That was
some people couldn't make Day 1 and some people couldn't make Day 2. So we did 2 days.
That was cool as
right? So, you and Jacob came to me and requested to have a match with one another at Hard Time 2, Day 1, even though in the main event you were against me for the championship and you're going to be winning it that day. You guys opened the show and you beat Antillicys. It was a fucking crazy match, but the finish
was
sucked.
So shit.
At first,
me and Jacob
was
when we
very
planned
defensive over the finish. No, dude. Jacob shouldn't be laying out Lowe and then after all that craziness,
murdering
just
Lowe,
letting Lowe pin him. Oh, because he deserves it.
Yeah.
No, man. Lowe should just beat him. And
when me and Jacob booked it, I was like, I don't want to go over against him. In that sense, and
right,
it was,
you guys are just fucking.
We wanted, you know, we still,
other.
You know, and to us at that time, we were like, yeah, that's sick, you know, and watching it back, both, and I know Jacob to this day will agree.
Really flat, yeah, no, he's really. When I interviewed him, he really was like, no, it was a shit match. No, it wasn't a shit match. It was just the finish that was really bad.
Jacob, fuck you, cunt.
No, you know what Jacob's like. One thing goes wrong and he hates the whole thing.
I'm similar.
Ages. Like Jacob, he's very negative about his performance. If one little thing went wrong, he will hate the whole thing. When
the best move in that match is the code breaker.
It was fucking sick. Everything Jacob usually did was fucking sick. Just the finish of that match wasn't very good. But anyway,
even the finishing spot, if that was him winning and getting the 1, 2, 3, awesome.
See, the winner was supposed to face me in the main event for the title. Ryan was made the special guest referee to pit the rebellion.
He couldn't make a choice. Like,
but anyway, that was the one time you fucking wrestled Antillicys, and it's bullshit. You guys should have worked more.
I know.
And I will get to that later on. Here comes the big one. Me and you in a street fight for the WZWA championship.
I loved how it started.
I take
runs
you from
out
behind
the bar. This is a street fight. Like instantly, just yells it out. That's it.
Sanctioning it as a street fight as it happens.
Yep, awesome.
Great match. Not as good as Resolution. Not as good as Christmas Carnage.
Honestly, could never compare. Like, couldn't.
There was no way that we were going to be able to fucking beat it, man. But
we probably should have just done a singles match.
Probably, but I think I wanted to up the ante.
Feud. Yeah, like, and you knew I could do the hardcore shit. It was becoming
a blood feud at this point.
Yeah, we were trying to make it a feud.
I think it was just a long day again, and by that point it was very late in the evening.
These were night shows coming in as well.
Yeah,
we were doing night shows then.
Night shows were coming constantly at that point.
But
I think except for Aftershock.
It was very hard being a main event at the night shows because by the time everyone was finished, I was like, oh, it's 11 o'clock or midnight.
People are always bored.
And there's people are leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fucking all this, and I'd be like, what the fuck is the point of me? And that was a huge thing when I'd have hardcore matches, and everyone would leave, I'd be like, man, I've got all these dope spots for all you cunts, and you're all leaving, and nothing against them, leave when you want.
You don't want anyone to miss out on what you're about to do.
You know, I'm about to fucking fuck myself up for you boys, please stick around, like, but whatever, people have their own shit.
This has been a long time, it's about 6-7 months almost, that we finally get to the point where we get to our ultimate destination that we planned in advance. You finally become the WZWA Heavyweight Champion. I want you to tell me about how you're feeling before you go out through that curtain, and the moment the 3 count happens and you realise you just fucking won the championship of the fucking best fucking fed that ever has been in backyard wrestling, and 3 Dog comes out to the ring. Of all people, 3 Dog picks you up on his shoulders. The guy that you had your.
I wish I fucking was more excited, but I was so fucked after that match. You can see it in me. I'm sitting on his shoulder like this with the belt, like this, and I was like,
I think maybe you shouldn't have had that match earlier in the day.
There's so many factors of things that happened, like, fuck. Like,
I should have put my foot down and said, boys, you can't do it today. Do it next week.
Because, do it some other time,
because Lowe needs to save himself for the main event. I think I was just trying to appease you guys.
You did. Because, I guess in a sense we were doing the shit that you wanted us to do, and we're doing it well, so you're happy with us, and you're like, yeah, we'll give these guys their match, then yeah. There was one time me and Jacob pitched something besides our tag team, and it was shit. But
when you hear that 3 count, you realise I'm the champion, man.
Fuck, man.
Whereas fucking
I love the fire extinguisher. I love the fire extinguisher in that match, spraying you in the face. You were like
a year prior, you're on a 4-match losing streak in ICWS, and nearly a year later, you're the fucking WZWA champion.
The defining moment.
Literally, I don't think I appreciated it enough as when I was. That's the thing. I regret it a lot. I not winning it obviously, but regret just how I was about it. I think I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have. And it's whatever. It's backyard wrestling, but to me, thinking back, I'm like, wow, that was such a good opportunity for me. Even again, backyard wrestling, I couldn't give a shit. It was amazing. It was sick. And I definitely should have savored the moment. Maybe I don't know. I think I kind of thought of it as lasting forever as such, and I kind of was
I feel like I've been planning on saying this for ages because it's very prevalent in backyard wrestling. I feel like sometimes, and I was going to save this for later, but I'll just say it now. When people hit the pinnacle that they never thought they'd get to, they win that heavyweight championship. It happens so many times. They get there, and then where do I go from here?
Yeah.
I just hit the pinnacle. It happened to Alex. He retired less than 6 months after he won the championship. Mitch, when he was the champion, he wanted to have some time off.
Yep.
People hit that pinnacle, and I guess they're demotivated after that because they're like,
what am I working towards?
Yeah. I've already worked towards something and I've made that. Now what do I do? Whereas some people should be like, I've got to prove that this title reign is going to be the sickest thing ever. The next match is going to be better than the last. But some people just, it's a subconscious thing. It's not a conscious thought. It's a subconscious thing. I'm just going to do what I've got to do and that's it. John in XCW, when he was the champion, his motivation went down immediately. And that's why I took the title off him 6 months later. I was like, actually, it wasn't 6. Sorry, it was 6 months. That's why I took the title off him because he went down. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, but you're not the Johnny V you were before you won the title. What's happened? Happened to him, happened to you, happened to Alex, happened to Mitch.
Yep.
Not saying that your performances after that were shit. They were great, but there was something not right there.
development, I wasn't.
You weren't keen on getting that microphone and
Yeah.
saying, "I am fucking proud to be the WWE champion."
Man,
and
again,
I asked you for event after event,
cut a
please cut
promo.
that promo to say, "I'm proud to be the champion," and you just
never
didn't
did.
want to do it.
I still can't understand.
But I don't blame you. It's just a thing that happens.
I can't understand. I think at the same time, I'd just started dealing with like the shit at school or people knowing about wrestling, and at the same time, I think it was a lot of. I didn't want to be this. You know, there was one thing to do the wrestling, but then there was like to have the stories and the talking and all that, and I was like. I think a lot of it as a teenager, I was like, I don't want to have all my friends seeing me cutting these, you know, like it felt idiotic as such, you know, and fuck, I can't say I hate myself for it, but
don't beat yourself up about it, but I'm just
like,
saying,
fuck,
you're
man.
a cunt, mate. No, seriously though, but it happens, man. Like,
it was fucking, it was fucked.
The only people I say in WZWA that didn't have that was Ice and Blade.
Yeah.
And Jacob, actually.
Yeah, to be honest, Jacob just...
Those three
Jacob could have just...
They kept going this way up, whereas you guys got here and then you went
just, there. Yeah, literally.
Not down, there. Just straight across.
I think I was much better
no one can see what I was doing because I'm doing a fucking hand movement and this is a verbal fucking podcast. But look, this is the biggest moment in your backyard wrestling career, and maybe you feel like you didn't appreciate it at the time, but I'm sure now when you look back, you appreciate it.
Like that's the thing. Looking back at it, I regret, and this is straight out as much as it is. It's not beating myself up. I just regret. Like
I told 3-Dog before the match, I'm like, he's winning. I want him to have his Bret Hart WrestleMania 10 moment where he's lifted on people's shoulders. And has that moment.
I think
where he's
your
above
idea
everyone
was
else.
there was going to be like 20 people in the crowd, and there was fucking 5 people in the crowd left by the end, you know? And again, that probably shit on the moment a little bit for me. Maybe, but I wouldn't blame
You shit
that.
on it for me, but I remember after you pinned me for the 3 count, I said congratulations.
I remember. Yep.
Okay, let's get to Hard Time 2 Day 2. The following Saturday, you wrestled Monet in a champion versus champion match.
That was a sick match.
Fucking great match.
Such a
I think
sick
that's
match.
the only time you two had a sick match.
Yeah, I believe
but
so.
it was very
and it was
good.
Sick. The F5 on the outside,
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
the way
so
that he
clean.
bumped that was
so,
sick.
bro, it's in the fucking Youngbloods video. I always remember because I'd be like, here it is. Oh, yeah, Monet. Taking that like a fucking champ. Like, yeah. No, that was a sick spot.
That was great stuff. You know, we won't stick on that too long because we're an hour and 11 minutes into part 2. But, you know, good for you and Monet to have that one match, and it was a great match.
And it was fucking awesome. Yeah, fucking oath. I will
Scream
never forget that.
On Backyard TV episode 1. Loses to Ryan Tate, just letting you know.
I don't even remember that. Maybe.
I think it was the first ever match on Backyard
TV, yeah.
So Ryan beat you.
I'm sure Ryan I was probably just like maybe hit a leg drop or some shit, and I just was like, yeah, Ryan murdered me. I was more than happy to be a jobber. Like, it was awesome. I loved
Scream was helpful, man.
Scream was
Esqueleto,
sick.
Scream.
Esqueleto and Scream, best tag
we
team
were
in WZWA. Fuck Rebellion, fuck Elite Alliance, fuck everyone else.
Fuck 'em
Scream
all,
and
yo.
Esqueleto. Black Carnival! Like, so good, man.
And
That's right, you'd walk out just screaming Black Carnival, and I'd just be like,
because that was,
It was
the
so
only thing,
dumb.
that was the only thing Esqueleto knew how to say. But then a few years later, Esqueleto is cutting promos. Well, hello. Don't fuck with me, okay? I'm Esqueleto. Dark Ice is a fucking asshole. I don't know. I'm getting the timeline wrong with this one story, but I wanted you to talk about the time that you went to Extreme Trampoline Wrestling
and
with Deacon and
myself
Carlsbad,
up.
and you got spine busted onto a chair.
No, wrong.
Sorry, you got
Double German suplex with Tim and Jacob.
onto a chair, right? There was a chair.
There was
and
a
you got
chair.
cut on the chair, right?
So,
wasn't it like the first match of the show?
It was.
And the show ended because you get to take.
Did it
take
end?
hospital.
I don't know if it did end.
No,
I
it did.
remember.
You had to be taken to hospital.
I don't know if the show ended. Did they end? I don't know. Maybe they did.
And you guys were doing a WZWA invasion angle without even
That's
asking me about it.
Yeah.
And no one invited me to the show either. I would have come.
Why did we go?
I don't know.
Days, man.
They
No
wanted
offense
put
to
on a
those
big-
boys, but like.
They wanted to put on a big show with WZWA boys, and there was a WZWA invasion.
I remember
thing,
us
and I
walking
wasn't
like
invited.
an hour to this ETW place from this fucking train station along the highway. We walked along the highway, right? Getting stopped by security and they're like, you're not allowed to walk along here. So we walked into the bushes and continued to walk along.
Right.
And we get there, we have to jump the fence to get in, because walking around to the street would have taken longer. Jump his fence, and then there's a trampoline and all this long ass grass and half broken chairs and shit like that.
Sounds like XCW.
Yeah, it was real like...
That Blade's house was a shithole. I know you're listening, Blade. That house was a shithole, but I loved every minute of it. So what the fuck happened? I remember getting angry at you. I'm like, you're going to be either going to be the champion or you are the champion. Don't you get yourself hurt now.
It was before I was champ, I believe.
Okay, I was like, you're on the way to winning the title. Don't get yourself hurt. Now you're like, come on, guy.
So... whatever it was, that spot was planned, and you're loving the South Park reference.
No, this cunt's losing it. That's what I'm loving. He loves me. If I asked him to jack me off, he would.
He would. He'd suck it.
He loves me.
Jacking off, like that's not the option.
You don't even need to question me. You just need to fucking hand gestures towards your dick.
Present it but no, so we set up the move, and Jacob was throwing me, and I was throwing Tim. And I'll never forget.
That makes sense. WZWA Invasion and the WZWA boys are fighting
in a triple threat match.
Idiots.
Me and Jacob.
If I was there, I wouldn't have allowed it even to happen. I'd be like, "This is an invasion, bitch. I'm winning the belt."
I love it. Book self to win.
But the Fed that's not mine. I somehow booked.
You're just like, listen here, boys. I'm older and I'm more experienced, so make me champion. I'll be like, oh yeah, alright.
Wouldn't have been the first Fed that I wasn't involved in starting that I took over. But anyway, so you set up.
So we did the move. Tim literally didn't take a German. He did. No one can see this, but he fell to the side.
Of course, because he's a faggot. Yeah,
it's a fuckhead. Misses. So there was this. Tim set it up as well, right?
He's so unsafe.
It was a metal, the metal chairs, right? But you know how there's the full, square frame of the metal? There was no wood on it. It was just the frame. But then the front of the frame was not there, and it was just two poles.
No, that's not good.
Rusty poles, might I add. Just sticking out. And then Tim lent a half table thing, which was one of those fold-out tables. You know those fold camping tables? Wanted half of them. And I still got the scar on my back today from that. And, pretty much we did the German. I took it like a fucking champ. Straight onto it. The pole of the chair stabbed into the back of my head like a circle stab.
Oh, really?
I got 4 stitches in my head. It wasn't much, but, still fucking
enough.
Went in heaps. So I was laying on the ground with my hand on my head. And I was laying there because I was like, whoa, that fucking hurt. And I just put my hand in front of... I just pulled my hand down and my whole hand was covered in blood. There was so much more blood than what the cut was. But my whole hand covered in blood, I was just like... Whoa.
Did you say match is over?
I stood up. I just fucking no-sold the fuck out of it. I stood up and I walked up to him because I leaned forward. And the blood just started dripping down the front of my face. And I was like, this is fucking bad. And I remember everyone standing there in shock, just staring at me. And I was saying, someone get me a fucking towel, please? And no one was everyone was standing there. And I just go, someone get me a fucking towel. And I think Kyle ran inside, grabbed me a towel, put it on, gave it to me. I remember sitting down, blacking out and everything because I was just whoa, losing blood, eh? And I remember leaning forward and then someone going, oh, there's a hole in your shirt. And then there was a hole in my back from the table bit. Right, yeah. So, that scar there, that lump,
that's it.
That's the fucking scar there, right, from that. I always think that. And, so I had that and the fucking spot on my head that was just bleeding. I remember, right, so Chris's dad just rocked up as it happened. After it happened. He was a good guy about it because Chris was like, we need to take Dan to a hospital. And he was like, I'm not taking him to a hospital. So, whatever about it. But then I called my sister first. And I told her what happened. And she goes, just tell Dad he'll be okay with it as long as you're alright. Just tell him he'll be alright. And because I was so scared that Dad was going to be like, you're not doing fucking wrestling if that's what you're fucking doing,
Right.
And I called Dad and I told him. he laughs at me and goes, "You're a dumb cunt." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, well, I'm at work. Is Chris's dad able to meet me somewhere?" And Chris's dad was pretty difficult about it, but I'm pretty sure he drove us a fucking long way, all the way from Warnbro down to...
long way, yeah.
Well, he was going to Joondalup anyways, you know, so
Yeah.
fucking... But he dropped me at Coburn Station, and Dad met us there. And I get into Dad's car with this towel that's fucking pretty much all red. And I think I remember texting... I was dating Rihanna at the time, I think, and I texted her, and I was like, I've just fucked myself up, you know, like, and shit like that. And then, yeah, so I'm like... Fucking, yeah, in the car with Dad, yeah, that was... I remember getting the stitches, and that's how it happened, so I was like, oh, fell off a trampoline backwards and smashed my head on it. And then, like, while they're doing it, I go, oh, do you think this in my back's bad? And they're like, oh, that's worse than your head. We need to stitch that. And I was like, oh
great.
Fuck, you know, so... Yeah, I got fucked up at ETW on the one day I went from one move. Just
Thanks a lot, Deacon.
Fuck you, Deacon, you fucking little...
Thanks, Carl, for grabbing the towel. Good boy.
Madman.
Honestly, Carl, you're a
Didn't
legend.
see you getting up to grab the towel, Deacon.
Yeah, I bet you he was sitting there, fucking fiddling with his fucking cock, wearing probably a weed t-shirt. And
Cock?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
I thought it was a girl.
Oh, really?
It's all smooth down there.
So smooth. Like a Ken doll.
I'd be keen.
I've got it written here. Keep it short. Thoughts on Scream and the Black Carnival.
Alright, yeah, keep it short.
At one stage, you were interested in just being Scream.
Really?
You said to me, "Hey man, I'm thinking maybe I don't want to be Brian Lowe anymore. I just want to be Scream." I was like, out of the question.
Please just let me get
Out of the question. You're a former
I think
WZWA
it
champion.
was me being like, I don't want to be me on screen on the
Are
YouTube.
you scared about what everyone at school thinks? Yeah, where are they now? Where are they now? Where are
Probably
they
doing
now,
more than
bitch?
I'm fucking doing, but anyway,
They're
some of
doing
them
fuck
anyways.
all.
Yeah, well,
Have
fucking...
they got a girlfriend as stacked as yours? No.
Yeah, I can agree.
I'll just keep going back to that.
Keep going, like...
Doesn't
I'm
matter how
surprised there's
low
only
you've
been, like,
fallen, as
two,
long as
like-
she's your girlfriend, you're winning.
I'm all sweet. Like, I always say that to her. I'm like, as long as I have you in my life, I'm not a waste of space. Like, and she's
Hey
like...
man, I saw her at the reunion party and I just kept on going up and talking to her. I just wanted her in my field of vision at all times.
I am Carl.
Hi, my name's Carl,
You're
and I'm
Ashley.
gonna chat up your missus, like... Yeah, more than welcome to, honestly. It's Carl. I said that to her. I was like, Carl's gonna... I said to before we went, I was like, I guarantee you Carl's gonna say something seedy. And then the whole time...
Me too.
The whole time... the whole time, though, you were being seedy. Like, she thought it was funny. Like, she's helpful.
I was very nice to her.
you were-
normal.
She literally, like, I reckon she felt hell good about herself after you said all that shit. Because you're a random saying it. You know, me saying it, she could just like, you're just saying that. But I think you saying it as a fucking adult, she was like,
What did I say?
cunt, are you serious? Do you not remember? You literally
No, I
were...
didn't.
You did?
I didn't tell her she had nothing.
You
You
did?
did.
You 100%.
did, bro.
Are you serious? You don't remember?
I really think you did.
Bro, you said, like, almost straight away. She walked away, and then you said to me, dude, your missus is so stacked, bro. And I was like, are you
But
serious
she
right
didn't
now?
hear me say it, right?
She came back later, and then you just decided to make a comment, I can't believe how stacked your missus is. And she didn't kind of get it, and I was like...
That's so sick.
That's so...
That's so sick.
That's so fucking
It's
Stacked.
God, I was laughing.
I've never
hell
used
hard.
that phrase in my life until I met her.
And then, like, and
She's
said it, like,
stacked.
4 times, like, throughout the night, like, easily.
I think even the next day I was messaging you.
You
Hey,
did.
Man, your
You
girlfriend's so
messaged
stacked.
me the next day saying, bro, your girlfriend is so stacked.
Oh, fuck.
That exact words. Like,
Yeah, that's tits what it's all about.
yeah,
so.
fucking oath. Fucking oath.
shit.
I couldn't
Anyway,
agree more.
So I guess you did like the Black Carnival and
No. Alright, so yeah, back to... Yeah, I actually loved being Scream just because I could be a dumb fuck as well. Like, you know, like, be an idiot, you know, do stupid shit. And everyone thought it was funny as fuck, and I actually, like, hell enjoyed Scream. So I guess in the sense, probably thinking back, I don't actually remember pitching that. That's hell funny. But,
You messaged me on Facebook. You're like, I want to get away from being Brian Lowe. I'm like, that's out of the question.
I was like, you never... See, this is why I
He
left.
just disappears.
This is why I left.
He's in,
Who
he's
is
in,
Brian Lowe?
Brian Lowe's
Brian
now in
Lowe
the
just
fucking-
fucks off because I was like, I
he's
can't
in
be
the Witness
Scream, I'm
Protection
gone.
program because of the Elite Alliance, and now Screams Jacob's partner.
Repping a Brian Lowe
Can you
shirt.
imagine Antillicys' boohoo face finding that out? Oh, great. Scream's my partner now. Awesome.
The guy I think who had a dog collar match against the masked Tim Justice, like, who is he?
Look, we're going to end this on one more because we're nearly at an hour and a half of part 2. Yes, we get to part 3. That's
sick.
That makes me closer to 100 episodes. That's good.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
that's so sick.
War Games. Elite Alliance versus the Rebellion. You, Antillicys, Ryan Tate versus me, Alex Stone, Dan Zeppelin. That was the best War Games we ever had.
Yeah. I don't think I saw another War Games after that. I don't think I saw any more War Games. Mate,
there was one the next year, but it was shit.
I don't remember.
And then we had a year break, and then when it came back, you were already gone. Just before War Games, Ryan talked to me about, imagine I turned on the Rebellion and joined the Elite Alliance. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant.
It was.
You little cunt.
You little midget
little
cunt.
smart little Oompa Loompa cunt.
I don't want to watch any of these because I'm going to wait for like me to be dropped. And then you're going to be like, fucking stupid fucking Brian Lowe. Like, you know, like... I don't want to watch any others because you're just going to rip on me in all of them.
No, actually, I really don't. It's more so Monet that cops it.
Yeah,
but,
I feel that.
Look, that was the greatest War Games match that we had. It was fucking brutal. You know, backdrop from Jacob over the top rope to the outside through a table. Fucking
Jacob is just
crazy,
man.
That fucking light tube to the fucking to the fucking.
No offense, Ryan, the dodgy light tube hit, but savagery.
Unfortunately, I should have told him how to do it. He just
busted it on him.
Anyway,
and I remember Jacob being like, "That hurts so much, hey!" Like, and I was like, it looked fucked up. It was really good.
So Ryan is the last entrant. We pretended he was attacked by the Elite Alliance backstage. He comes stumbling out, ends up just fucking nailing Antillicys in the head with a steel chair. We just fucking
and he's got EA on the steel chair.
You're fucking handcuffed to the fucking bottom rope. We're beating the fuck out of Jacob.
Yeah.
Surrender the match. Oh, we're gonna fucking hit him head with a light tube.
And I'm like, we surrender. We fucking surrender. Instantly, as soon as they surrender, I'm like,
doesn't matter.
And then they're just like, and then they're laughing, and then they hold Jacob, and they're like, ding ding ding, match over.
And they're crying at ringside. I can't believe my boyfriend did this.
Yeah.
So
and Lowe's just fucking you fucking cunts. You fucking cunts.
With the fucking
Elite Alliance #1 cunt. We fucking beat you at War Games, whatever. It's
so
fake.
sick.
It's
fake.
It was really good, dude.
It was awesome. No, it was.
You love War Games.
Yeah, no, it was cool as. That was fucking a cool match. Like, definitely... Probably we could have worked on things, like, nowhere near, like, fucking a top of the fucking line match.
No, it was fucking sick.
It was fucking sick,
Don't dare pick apart the match.
Don't downgrade this shit, man.
Here I am, I'm pulling Jacob,
honestly,
downgrading
really
everything I do.
Honestly, it really was very good. And
no, it was cool.
It was
fucking
basically
awesome.
That was the apex of the feud, even though there were still things that happened afterward. Mm-hmm. This was the apex, and then we were on the downward slope after that, which really put the Rebellion over. But at that point, Lowe, I'd probably like to just thank you again.
Thank you.
I always shake everyone's hand at the end of each part. Thank you for being a part of the
I'll speak
podcast.
to you in 20 minutes.
No, less than that, at least 10.
Yeah, probably. Don't take me that long to
10.
piss.
And we'll reconvene for part 3 as we continue to get through the feud with the Elite Alliance, into the feud with the Black Carnival, and then, of course, 2014, which was fucking crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the GBYWN Australia podcast. That is the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation, bitch. And I am Aston Crude 12 times. Could have been 13 if I was invited to ETW, but I wasn't.
Dogs!
Even if I was, I wouldn't have even had the main event title match because Lowe fucked it up for everyone. Thank you for listening, and we will be with you very soon. Thank you. You two aren't even that fucking drunk.